Hey, it's Matt McWilliams, and today I want to share with you some networking tips. I want to share with you how to keep your network warm. Networking is such an important part of affiliate marketing. In fact, I believe without networking, without relationships, we don't have affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is based on trust. And I often say that, the affiliate marketing world, the online marketing world exploits a truth in mankind. It exploits a truth in our economy and the way the world is set up more so than most industries do. And that truth is it's not what you know, and it's not even who you know, it's how well you know them. So today, I want to share with you some ways to keep your network warm. This is all about, as my friend Hunter Ingram once said when he was describing me to this many years ago, was describing me to a potential client. He said, Matt has the unique ability to build intimate relationships at scale. And this is all about being able to develop those intimate relationships, those meaningful relationships, specifically talking about for your business, but at a big scale. So we're going to talk about this in terms of daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. And then actually we might throw in yearly if I remember. Well, actually, we'll start yearly because I didn't plan on doing yearly. So let's start there. Make sure that you do things like birthdays and Christmas. Those are kind of your yearly things. All right. So anyway, you'll see what I mean in a second. So the daily tasks that you can do to keep your affiliate network, your online marketing network, your network in general warm, is having attention to detail. What do I mean by attention to detail? Well, birthdays, getting people's birthdays. Every day, get one person's birthday. Just one person's birthday. And then put it in your calendar and reach out to them on their birthday. Having that attention to detail, like when somebody has a kid, they like one of the most significant things, or they get married, that you notice that and you congratulate them. When their team wins, that Jim is a Seahawks fan and the Seahawks win, reach out to him. If you know that so-and-so went to the University of Connecticut, a few years ago they won the national championship in basketball, and I reached out to two people that went to UConn. One of those people became a client. Like 6 figures a year client. I'm not saying that it was directly related to me reaching out to them when UConn beat Butler, but it's hard to deny that it had something to do with that. That certainly didn't hurt because when I reached out to them, it was about 4 or 5 months before I got laid off and was looking for starting my consulting business. That was a big boost. So I think it did play a large role. So just paying attention to those things. When somebody mentions a spouse's name, making a note of that, writing it down as soon as possible, and keeping records. Now, this episode, speaking of keeping records, this episode is brought to you by Contactually, which is my favorite CRM program. It's what we use to keep track of over 20,000 affiliates, thousands of which we have extensive notes on. And this is how we do this, because I'll just be honest, I don't remember 1,000 people's spouses' names, but I can look them up in Contactually. So that when I have a call with them, I can say, how's Janice? Instead of, how's your wife? Big difference between those two questions, right? The weekly thing I want you to do is handwritten notes. I absolutely believe in the power of the handwritten notes, specifically handwritten thank you notes. And the thing is, this is all of what we're talking about today is intentionality. You have to make the time to write them. I believe in thinking about someone who deserves a thank you and thoughtfully writing him or her a note to express my appreciation. I also believe, quite frankly, in keeping things simple. That's just me. When I'm writing 5 or 6 of these, sometimes in one sitting, I keep it simple. So I'm going to share with you my formula. Very simple thank you note formula. I would totally give credit to the person that I got this from, but I don't remember who it was. I heard this years ago, like 15 years ago. I was still a young pup, just a wee lad. And I heard about this and I was like, That makes sense. So here's the formula. It's greeting, hi, Sam. First paragraph, which is one sentence, thank you for blank. The second paragraph, one or two sentences, what it meant to me, how I will use their help, couldn't have done it without you, etc. The third paragraph, one or two sentences again, thank you again, any closing remarks, closing and signature. So here's an example that I got from one recently. Hi, Mark. Thank you so much for the referral to client name. I had a great talk with Joe. We're planning another call next week to finalize a contract. I look forward to working with such a great company. Thank you again. And please let me know when you will be in Chicago next. If I've got time, I'd love to swing over and catch up over lunch. All the best, Matt. Super short, right? Super short, nothing fancy. That's the formula for writing an awesome thank you note. Handwritten note in general. It's 3 or 4 sentences. Congratulations on the birth of your child. I saw the picture of little Joe on Facebook, and he's absolutely adorable. So excited for you and Kate. Best wishes, Matt. Short and sweet, right? People remember that kind of stuff. And then the monthly thing is to help 5 people. And when I say help 5 people, here's what I'm talking about. In the last 6 months alone, I've helped, I think, last half this year, let's call it so far this year, 6 months or so, I've helped 5 people, I think, get in my network, set up job interviews. I know for a fact that 2 of them got the job. I got 2 people jobs. Now, most of these originated from the quarterly reach outs I'm going to talk to you in a second, but they responded to my email. They said, hey, I'm looking for something, or hey, thanks. I'm glad to hear from you. By the way, I got fired last week. I got laid off. I decided to change directions. I've been out of work for 3 months. Can you help? I helped 2 people find jobs. Like, how cool is that? So whatever it may be, help them. It might be that, and this, again, this is the intentionality. I'm just going to take 30 minutes and I'm going to help 5 people. That's it. I'm not going to spend, hours doing this. It might be that here's one of the things I'll do. I'll go to someone's website and I'll just look for a typo, or I'll look for, a typo is not a big deal. I'll look for some sort of fundamental problem. Like the other day, I was on a guy's website. Assignment, one of my 5 people that I'm going to help out this month. His Twitter link in the upper right-hand corner of his website didn't work. It just went to twitter.com. Didn't go to his twitter.com/whatever. So when I reached out to him, he was super grateful, and he remembers that. And then the quarterly part is my quarterly reach outs. Every single quarter, roughly 90 days, admittedly, sometimes it ends up being like 300 or so, up 300. It ends up being once a year. My quarter turns into once a year. Now, ends up being about 100 days, but 3 to 4 times a year, every quarter. So I reach out to every single person who's in my network. And you're like, oh my gosh. And these are not, I'm not sending mail merge emails. Like, how in the heck do you do that? Very simple. I look up every A. I have it in my calendar to reach out to my A's. And I'm going to reach out to my A's. And then a couple of days later, I reach out to the B's. And then a couple of days later, the C's. A couple of days later, the D's, and so on and so forth. Now, I didn't plan this, but the math works out great. If I reach out to 2 letters a week, there's 26 letters in the alphabet. That's 13. It takes me 13 weeks to reach out to everyone. 13 times 4 is 52, and there's 52 weeks in a year. Now, I did not plan that. It just worked out that way. But it's pretty cool, right? So every quarter I get to reach out to somebody. If I'm going to be in their city, I look up everybody in that city and I reach out to them and say, hey, can you recommend a restaurant? If I get the notifications that people have changed jobs, I don't send the generic congratulations on the new job. No, I do one of those other things. How can I help you in your new job? I write them a handwritten note. I send them a personalized email. I don't just reach out to them on LinkedIn. I don't even read those. I see those, I completely ignore them. They're meaningless. I'm sorry. You took 2 seconds. Thank you. That's great. But that's how you do it. Every quarter, if I have 1,500 people in my network roughly, And so divide, some letters are a little bit longer. I think one of the letters took me like 2 hours one day. Then X and V and Z are pretty quick. But generally speaking, an hour a week and you're done. Your network stays warm. So those are some tips for you to keep developing those relationships. Keep your network warm. Again, if you want a great CRM, go check out Contactually at mattmcwilliams.com/contactually. And I will see you in the next episode.